have certain elements it takes to survive, like breathing clean air, drinking fresh water, and eating food. But without agriculture, many of these elements would be lacking. I know I personally have had my life impacted by agriculture in the classroom by changing my career path and my life. And that is why I believe all high schools should offer agricultural education. Through agriculture, teenagers can gain helpful tools and work ethic for the future. Hard work. According to Ag Education Desperately Needed in Schools by Amanda Radke in 2018, young people should not only learn how to cook, but they should be taught firsthand what it takes to get their food from the farm, working with their hands, and learning the meaning of hard work, the circle of life, and the differences between pets and livestock. I personally find it super important to have kids outside not only for physical health, but also mentally. Mentally, they can learn that they are growing their own vegetable, building that responsibility and work ethic to take care of it, and ultimately having a reward in the end that they get to eat what they grew. They get to be outside working with their hands and learning different tools and aspects of what life truly means. Something else that is important is landscaping. Most of us are going to be future homeowners, and that means probably some aspect of taking care of a lawn. According to landscaping can significantly impact home values, Appraisal Institute says by Appraisal Institute in 2018, a well-landscaped home can add approximately 6 to 13% in value compared to a property with no landscaping. I know I personally mow my own lawn with my dad, and one, as a bonding thing, but two, he's also teaching me skills for when I own my own home, that I can take care of my lawn the way I want it to look. I also help my mom and dad garden, and so we take care of it from beginning to end. And right now we're actually in harvest season, and so we get all these fresh vegetables from all the hard work we've done through the rest of the year. I also take care of flowers, which make our place look beautiful. And I just feel like it looks like we take care of our home. And I want other people to learn that as well, because if you have a $400,000 house and you can gain 10% property value from having good landscaping, of course you're going to want that like $40,000. But how many people are actually taught how to do that? Not only does agricultural education help gain helpful tools and work ethic for the future, but it also provides many job opportunities. Agriculture is more than just farming. According to Why Agricultural Education is Important by Sarah Amorito in 2019, agricultural education programs not only teach students how to be farmers, but also train tomorrow's scientists, nutritionists, teachers, and so much more. I know personally my sister is a dietitian, she just graduated, and she needs to know the different properties of foods to be able to help her clients get better. I also know that scientists analyze different aspects of plants and animals to help them produce and grow. I also know that without teachers, people can't teach our next generations how to go into the ag field. Agricultural education also has a great impact, and agriculture in general does. According to new studies show 29% of American jobs tied to food and agriculture by the American Farm Bureau Foundation in 2022, 29% of American jobs are linked to the food and agricultural sectors, either directly or indirectly. Now, this obviously includes the very small percent of actual farmers, but it can also include surveyors who look at land. There can be soil testers who tell their farmers what needs to be added or removed from their soil. People who do fertilizers. Then there's people like my dad. My dad's actually an engineer, and he develops lawnmowers that trail behind tractors to be able to mow down waterways for those to be efficient and to drain fields for them to have the most impact and greatest growth for the farmer. Not only does agriculture help teens gain helpful tools and work ethic for the future and helps provide many job opportunities, but it is also very important for education and life knowledge. It is more than just farm kids. According to highlighting the importance of ag education, where their food comes from and how it is produced is increasingly important as urban students become more disconnected from their rural neighbors. It is so important for city kids to learn where their food comes from. It's not just given at the grocery store. So by having rooftop gardens or even some small workshop to help them understand where their food comes from and to not take food for granted as much is so important. And not just saying that farm kids grow our food. Learning how that happens is just so important for our next generation. I feel we are also currently lacking agricultural education in the classroom. According to survey shows, only 22% of high schools teaching ag science by Ag Daily Reporters in 2022 says a new study has found that more than 80% of high school science teachers surveyed think agricultural science is important, but only 22% say it makes up at least some of their lesson plans. As I've said before, 29% of our overall jobs have to do with agriculture. Yet only 22% of high schools actually teach ag. How to fill those jobs without the proper recognition in school? I know personally I would have gone the route of interior design if I hadn't jumped and taken ag classes to fill my schedule. It has become my schedule. I want it to fill my schedule because I connected with my teacher. I fell in love with plants and I knew that's where I wanted to be. And without that opportunity, I might not be where I want to be today. And I don't want millions of others to miss out on those opportunities as well. Something else that is also concerning is our vast population growth. Jennifer Sarangelo, President and CEO of the National 4-H Council, expresses that experts predicting that by 2050, population demands from nearly 10 billion people will require a 60% increase in global food production. That means agricultural jobs will probably take a leap and we'll need more people filling those positions. 60% increase in a little over 25 years. How are we supposed to be able to sustain our generation doesn't even know how to grow a simple plant? We need to be able to fill those jobs. We need to be able to educate our next generation on how to live so we can provide ourselves with food. I feel that agricultural education is also lacking parental importance. According to survey shows, only 22% of high schools teaching ag science by Ag Daily Reporters in 2020 says 86% of parents agree it's important for the country's future success to encourage pursuit of careers in the agricultural industries. However, nearly 70% of respondents do not believe their children will pursue a career in ag science. That means only 16% believe their children would consider ag. Yet again, 29% of our jobs are ag, and we barely have people seeing the importance of what ag education means. It means life on earth. It means our sustainability. We should be fighting for ag education in schools, no matter what the funding says. You know, schools cut funding and they're like, oh, cut the ag programs, cut the art programs, when we should really be doing the opposite because it teaches life skills. Ag education helps teenagers gain helpful tools and work ethic for the future, provides many job opportunities, and provides education and life knowledge. That is why I believe all high schools should offer agricultural education. We are all impacted by ag, so next time you eat something